kids, hey lambs, welcome back to the Hey Lamb podcast. I am your host Matt, aka Treacle. You can get involved over on Instagram by checking out at Hey Lamb podcast, and you can get involved and play Spin, Pin or Bin and just like the post, share the post, get involved with the story and things of that nature. And don't forget, we're looking for some fabulous 5-star reviews over on Apple Podcasts, so love you forever if you want to drop us a 5-star review over there. And we're going to go straight into bringing in our guest. Back by popular demand, we're bringing back last week's guest. It's Nath. Hey, Nath.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, Lamb. How are you?
I'm fabulous.
2 weeks on the trot.
I know. Maybe I don't have a complex after all.
Yeah, it took a while to get you on the podcast, and then here you are 2 weeks in
I'm
a
like
row.
a bus. I'm like a bus, you know. I come twice whenever you yeah.
You wait and wait and wait, and then 2 along at once. But there's just been so much to discuss. Last week we were talking about some of our favourite Mariah Carey music videos, and a couple that we're maybe not such big fans of. But just in general, the topic, music videos. And we had quite a healthy after show, and so I decided to share that with everyone. So normally the Hey Lamb after show extra chop is just for my YouTube channel members. So that is a few minutes of extra content with each guest. And I knew that I wanted to share one at some point with everyone, just to say, hey, this is the after show and we do this every week. But yeah, I decided to go with your one because we went in with like more conversation on even more music videos. And you know what? After that, we still weren't done. We're still not done. There's still more to talk about. So this is more music videos. There's even more to talk about. But before we get into that, we've had a couple of little interesting tidbits this week. So first of all, do you follow the singer JoJo on social? Do you see her on Instagram?
I do, but
Did you see the post she shared this week concerning Mariah?
no.
So she shared, I don't know if it was the one post about Mariah's vocabulary or whether it's one of several, but we know there's these posts occasionally where someone credits Mariah for developing their own personal vocabulary because of all of the songs and all the words. Well, JoJo shared a video on her Instagram, I believe it's on her grid, and she's crediting Mariah, and it's it's on her grid, and it's got clips from music videos, and it says there's actual footage of how I built my vocabulary.
I did see that, but I didn't think it was JoJo. I just thought it was some other lad.
Well, it's been shared plenty of times. So yeah, it was JoJo. So I love that. That was cute because we know JoJo is a big Mariah fan. So yeah, it calls out Elusive from Honey, Inevitably from Always Be My Baby, Euphoric from Heartbreaker, Emblazoned from My All. So this is where I felt like I think I've seen this particular one before. Rhapsodize from Did I Do That? Unvarnished Truth Within. Thinking I Found You, Gravitated, and Patriarch in Petals. There were loads. So yeah, she shared that on her social media. I love it when other celebrities shine a very clear light. Like, I love Mariah. And it was a post about Mariah and her songwriting and her vocabulary. I thought that was really cute.
Which nobody really pays attention to.
Yeah. Anytime we get more light shone on the fact that Mariah writes her music, I'm always happy. So when it's someone else in the industry, someone else in the game, I'm like, I love it. I'm so happy to see that.
I can definitely be on JoJo's team in relation to Mariah has helped my vocabulary, and especially in my songwriting. I'm always instead of using this word, I'm going to try and find a different word for it. So I don't know if that's what Mariah does. If she's instead of saying constantly, I want to do a different word, pass me my thesaurus, and she uses incessantly. But that's what I do.
Well, she is inspirational with her use of the English language. I'm sure at some point she's written so many songs. I'm sure not every single word has been instantly at her fingertips. I don't know. We all search and reach for words, and I love learning a new word and finding out how to use it. I remember even being a little gay boy, and in the movie Clueless, there's sporadically, and Alicia Silverstone is teaching Brittany Murphy the word sporadically. She's occasionally, once in a while. Try and use it in a sentence today. So they have a word of the day.
I've never seen Clueless.
Oh my god, you bad gay. Naughty gay.
There was another thing that somebody said today, and they were like, "Oh, it was Gemma at work." She was like, "Oh, have you? Oh, that reminds me of Friends." And I'm like, "Yeah, I've never seen an episode of Friends before."
Oh my god, you need
And she's
to
like,
step up. I mean, Friends isn't like a gay culture thing. It's just it is like a generational thing. But it
"It's a
had
culture
such yeah, it had such like a big revival of interest, but it just hasn't really ever gone away. I've still got people discovering Friends and talking to me about Friends, and I loved Friends in my 20s, but some of the content episodes haven't aged very well in terms of like the
thing."
but not like it's a bad thing, just like, oh, they wouldn't do that joke now, or they wouldn't really do that episode like that, these days.
Yeah.
There is a fly in here and I just caught it on screen.
Again.
Apologies. Again, I had this problem last time.
Maybe it's me.
I've I've moved. I'm in a new area now. We're not in my bedroom, and you've been to my place. We're in the main area. So I've got a nice bright white wall behind me, and I've got my Loverboy tee. My Pride merch arrived.
I need that.
Very happy. I had a delivery.
Oh, I need it. I don't think I should buy the fan purely for the fact that I'm already very annoying.
You would be an overcracker. You would be overcracking your fan. I don't want to overcrack it because I'm not very good at it, but also it's just too pretty. It's too pretty. I don't want to break it or anything.
How big is it?
Oh, it's big. I mean, here it is next to my head. I mean that's not very helpful for those that are listening. Ha ha.
So, is it big enough to go on like a wall as like a wall art?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You could totally put it on. Yeah. Yeah, if you wanted to.
I get it.
So I have my fan, I have my Loverboy tee, I'm a happy lamb. In fact, I wanted to wear this last week, but against my bedroom wall where I usually record, it's like a green-blue colour, and it was confusing the camera and everything. Like my skin ended up having like a really blue hue. It was really weird. So, but against the white wall, the bright white wall, now I can wear anything. So
I need to buy that fan definitely. But then I would end up like taking it to Co-op or Tesco's and just being, where's the bean?
I can imagine you like cracking at people that are in your way. Like, move, bitch, crack.
I'll take it to work.
And the other piece of news we had, this is fresh really, is that we do have one Emmy nomination for Mariah Carey's Magical Christmas Special.
She does.
Well, yeah. we do. We're sharing it with her and Christopher and the entire makeup team. It's so the category is Outstanding Contemporary Makeup for a Variety, Non-Fiction, or Reality Program, Non-Prosthetic. It's the bit in brackets that gets me. Non-prosthetic.
I saw that this morning. I think she must have. I'm sure it was her that posted it, because Mariah posted it, because it said "Thank you to Christopher Buckle" or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to read it again because I thought she'd won it. And I was like, before I start like freaking out, I'm gonna read it again. And it was like nomination. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because she put, or they, the team, Apple, whoever does this, they put the special forward for a number of categories, because you kind of do that whole public thing of like, for your consideration, and it's kind of, you list the categories you're happy or willing to be in contention for, and you have to kind of like lobby and promote, I don't know, but there were a lot of categories that the special was eligible for, so which was great. So just the one nomination, but hey, we'll take it. And technically, I guess it's not Mariah personally, because it's for the makeup team, but it's still for her special, so we are all celebrating it. So congratulations to the makeup team, specifically Mariah's good friend Christopher Buckle. The Emmys are in September, and hey, let's keep our fingers crossed.
He's not with her anymore, is he?
Yeah, Christopher's still with Mariah. He works with other people as well, but he's still with Mariah.
Left.
When?
Oh, I could have sworn he left.
Oh, he goes in and out. I mean, no, because they posted something really recently, didn't they? There was that quick little bit where her makeup's done and he's just touching it up, and she's like, the makeup's horrible, you're fired.
You're fired.
Yeah. So, no, they're still together, but I think they've got this, because I actually think he's more on board now than ever before. Someone was telling me about that it looks like, or sounds like they've like negotiated or renegotiated a contract where like she's his base client, and then maybe he has to, I don't know, get permission to go and do other gigs. She doesn't need him all the time. And she does work with other other people as well. And I haven't got the full names in list of names in front of me. Apologies, but it's not just Christopher. There were what 4, 5, 6 names credited under this Emmy nomination. So it takes a village, people.
Is it his first? Is it his first Emmy? Like, it's his first award.
His first, well, I don't know if he's won awards before. I don't know if this is his first Emmy nomination. Let us know, kids, lambs, if you know. It's Christopher, because Christopher Buckles worked with so many people, and he has a very long, illustrious career. So I would be surprised if it is his first Emmy nomination, but super happy for him. So let's see. Let's see if the Emmys can do better than the Grammys.
Who?
And credit, exactly. Okay, so we are going to talk about music videos, and I've got some facts and figures. I've done more research. I've had people come to me with tidbits. There's more to discuss. I'm going to throw a few things at you and see how they stick. So first of all, I've got a little list here of videos that didn't get a mention, and I feel kind of bad they didn't get a mention, because either it's just like an interesting tidbit or I just really like it. So first up, do you remember Love Story? There actually is technically a music video for Love Story from the Einstein album. It's not like a glossy high production thing. It's pretty much Mariah and Nick, because it is celebrating their first anniversary. But do you remember that one?
Didn't he make it?
Yeah, I think he's kind of behind it, because at the start of the video it says this is the love story of Nick and Mariah, and at the end of the video it says happy anniversary Nick and Mariah. So I think he at least commissioned it and got someone to edit it. Maybe he directed or edited, I don't know. But yeah, I feel like it was almost like he presented it to her as a gift.
Oh,
or something.
Well,
I mean, at the time it was super cute, and looking back it is still cute.
at the time she was really happy, but you know.
Yeah, she was so loved up. I just think it's always
Everything
at the
fades
time. At the time, everything fades away. At the time, it's really, I think, lovely and sweet when you have something that really documents that moment. But then, especially a relationship. But then the worry is, how is it going to age? And at that point in time, like she marrying him and then having kids with him, like that was the one, that was going to be it. So I didn't feel like, ooh, and it's not even like a proper music video, because the Bye Bye, that I believe he directed, and obviously he's in it as the love interest, and that's where it all kind of happened. And yeah, he was behind I Stay in Love. Thank you for the reminder. So yeah, around that time he's getting involved, and why not? So I didn't feel like it was weird that he was behind or involved in some of her music videos, but I totally forgot that even though it wasn't a single, and it's not really like an official love story music video, but in my head it kind of is, because it's online, like you can find it, you can see it.
Isn't it labelled as official video?
I don't know. Is it on her YouTube channel?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Let's have a quick look. Let's do some live investigating. Okay, let's have a quick look at YouTube. Right, who can find it first? Let's go. I'm on YouTube. I've got a keyboard off to the side.
Yeah, official video.
Oh, well done. Okay, all right. So it is an official music video. Cool. Yeah. All right. Next up, okay, do you remember this one? Hero 2009 version.
In the studio?
Yeah. Because I completely forgot that she re-recorded Hero for the ballads. So there are these compilation albums and these moments where she does kind of get involved. Like Greatest Hits was 2004, and she got involved because Tommy had left the building by that point. So she had a bit more of a hand in selecting the track listing and things.
Greatest Hits?
The remixes, sorry.
The remixes,
yeah. Thank you. But yeah, 2009, she went into the studio and re-recorded Hero for the ballads.
So the Hero that's on the ballads is re-sung?
I don't know.
Just for that video?
I don't know. Again, let's jump on Apple Music and let's type in Mariah Carey, the ballads, because that is what I was thinking. I thought, oh, I forgot to have a look, because I imagined that on the album it would be the same, and it would just be okay, why is that album not coming up? Okay, on Apple Music I can't find Mariah Carey, the ballads.
It's not on there, I don't think.
Okay. Well, can someone please tell us when you listen to the CD version of 2009's The Ballads, is it the re-record or is it the regular version and it's just that video version they did as like a re-record? Because like, why re-record it just for a video? I don't know.
Isn't that also around the time that she appeared on X Factor, and all the tabloids were like, "Oh, she was like an ironing board. She was so stiff and emotionless." And then we find out when she got pregnant with them babies that it was because she had a miscarriage. Then like that's when like she'd found out
I can't
around
remember
that.
the exact timing, but yeah, it's sounding familiar, but I'm not entirely
Because I
sure.
remember I remember watching it, and I think my mum said something like, "Oh, she doesn't look very well," and I was like, "No, she doesn't look herself. Like she looks like she's been crying, and
What was
she's
she
trying to."
performing? Was it I Stay in Love?
Yeah, I Stay in Love and Hero on the
Oh
X
yeah,
Factor because the
but you know
finalist
what?
video.
2009, yeah, she wasn't looking herself, but I think she's in between like things like procedures and things, and I've said this to a few lambs like off camera. It's just a few things around the eye area, and just like things are not quite yet. Yeah. But I remember her being very happy to be there, but like very not very animated, very stiff. Like she couldn't move her face, or she didn't want to move her face, or she just wasn't. I don't know. But then you look at anyone, and you're like, okay, they just look tired. Next up on my list, I really wanted to give a shout out to the Infinity music video. Infinity might not be my favorite song, but I really like that video. What do you think about it?
I think she looks beautiful. She looks beautiful in every video, but that one I think she looks exceptionally beautiful. Um, See, I prefer the song to the music video
Oh,
just
okay.
because the song's really sassy and it's like, um, in fact, I get the bridge in my head all the time. Like I'll literally be walking around work going, "Is it like a vice got you so cold?" Like literally constant like, and I'm like, so I get that stuck in my head a lot of times. But I just love how sassy it is, and your name holds weight like kilos. It's like, what more of a drag do you need?
It's a cute song. I love the video because it's Mariah in Vegas. She's documenting
Mhm.
the residency. We get some high glam Mariah in Vegas.
Mm.
But there's that fun little tie with Match.com. Like she's on a dating app and she's swiping. She gets the gorgeous Tyson Beckford knocking at her door. And she turns him down. She turns him away. And then, Jussie Smollett is in there from Empire, pre-scandal. A little bit awkward, but also they did that song together and stuff. But
The only thing I don't like about the song is the part, and it's only because an ex friend of mine pointed out.
are we talking about Infinity still, or the
Infinity,
Jussie
yeah.
song Infamous? Infinity.
Oh, I love Infamous. I love Infamous.
Okay. Okay. I
Bloody
don't
love
mind
Infamous.
Infamous. Haven't listened to it for a long time, but go ahead about Infinity.
But in Infinity, the where she's like Dream, I ever since I pointed that out, I'm like, yeah, that does really great on me now. How she like pronounces dream at the end.
In order to go up and take the note up,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just it's an easier, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I also wanted to give a very quick shout out to Through the Rain, loosely based on the story of her parents, Patricia and Alfred Roy, and the
That
controversy
song.
of such a union at the time. And I read an interesting tidbit that apparently, although they were doing some kind of flashback or whatever, story within the video, it wasn't until a couple of days before that it was actually really going to focus on like the racism side. It wasn't going to really feature as much. It wasn't going to be so much about her parents until apparently the last minute. So I found that interesting because it's a really big part of the video. You got notifications going off, Mr. Popular. So I thought, wow, it's such a big part of the video, and you're telling me that wasn't the plan. Like, 72 hours, 48 hours before, it was a different kind of concept. I think it would make it a very different video because not a lot of her stories, not a lot of anyone's videos, sorry, have a story going through. What do you think of the Through the Rain video?
I I'm definitely like spiritually connected to that song. Like the song alone helped me through a lot when I was younger. But the music video, I think she looks beautiful. When she's I love the transition between the last, I think it's syllable of the bridge to the chorus. where she's like, she's in the rain, and then it's like the bridge, and then she's like in the church,
Yeah.
and it's almost like she
That
burst.
transition.
I love like the way her hair is, what she's wearing. I just think she looks so like she really reminds me. She looks nothing like my mum in that video, but she reminds me of something about it. Just reminds me of my mum, so I do like that video.
Well, it is in the charm bracelet era, and you do refer to that as her mumsy era.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. It is her mumsy era, though. You cannot tell me it's not her mumsy era. She's wearing like a blouse
and some cardigans and some sweater vests.
Yeah,
I know.
and she's
I know.
just very.
Oh my god,
muddy.
you and your notifications. Right, we've got to take a break. You look like you need a drink refill, and we've got to sort out your notifications. So we're going to take care of those, and we'll be right back after this very quick break. This may be only Nath's second time here on the podcast, but he is a long time friend on the YouTube channel of mine. Get over on my YouTube channel and see Nath and I go head to head on several Mariah Carey quiz videos. And most recently, we did a live edition. So Lamb versus Lamb, live Mariah Carey quiz. It was a fabulous, really fun live stream on my YouTube channel. And some of my channel members got to take Nath on. So head on over to my YouTube channel, look out for Lamb versus Lamb. There were quiz videos of me playing against Nath, and check out that recent live stream.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
We're back from break.
You didn't get that in, did you?
I think it's in, and we're back.
You can cut it.
Oh, I don't know. It depends how much I like you. Maybe it'll make the edit. Okay, we are back, and I've got a couple more videos I want to mention for the next section. So, Shake It Off. I forgot. I think I did mention that I love the video. It's Scene. But I forgot to mention that we get the store in the background named The Rarity. I forgot to mention that. You know, she's got like this sleek hair. She's walking down the street, and it's behind her in the background. It says The Rarity.
And she's like at the pole.
Yeah, at the pole and
lamppost.
I remember the lamppost. I remember back in the day, she would refer to her leg definition as the rarity. We've spoken about this before. Yeah, so there's like this definition up her leg, and I really wish I could find the clip. And any lambs in the land, if you know this video clip I'm about to describe, please hit me up. She is, I think, if I remember correctly, sat on a chair, and she puts her leg up on a table, like a dressing room or makeup table, like she's in glam. And she's like, this is what we call the rarity. Not everyone has the rarity. This, and someone had told her, or I've been told, this is quite the rarity. So she would stroke her leg muscle and refer to it as the rarity, like that definition along her thigh. And it was more than once. It was a few times. I can't remember which era.
I think she's done it in the, I think it's called The Rainbow Documentary.
I need to find it.
And I'm featured in the Rainbow Documentary just as a tidbit.
Oh, yes, you are. There's a baby Nathan there.
That's Nathan. Now I'm a butterfly. But I'm pretty sure it's when she's pretending or she's doing the dance move when she's like, she goes down and she's like, you know how she kind of like squats to the side in Heartbreaker? No?
No, but yeah.
I'll have to try and find it. But I'm sure it's during that. But now you've described your scene where she's got her leg up. Sounds wrong. I kind of vaguely remember it. It's not vividly emblazoned in my mind. It's vaguely.
Somewhere there. I would love to find this clip. So if anyone knows this, if you've got a video clip of Mariah referring to her leg definition as the rarity, please send it this way. I'd love to feature it on Instagram at HeyLam Podcast. And I think I forgot to mention, I said I had a couple of videos that I didn't really like. Did I mention Auld Lang Syne? Or did I forget? I feel like I forgot.
You did, but I love that video.
Oh, shut up. Get out.
I like it because it's so bad.
Oh, okay. So it's so bad it loops back round to good again.
But I get why it's probably bad. I get the reasoning because it was probably rushed to put out. She's like, I'm about to pop, and she's like, we need a music video though. Okay, then just chuck a green screen up, and I'll do some.
Yeah. It's a small scale green screen, the type that anyone can kind of get, and she's very heavily pregnant. And you say, "Oh, we need a music video." I'm like, Why did we need a music video for that?" I don't know. It was someone made the decision. Exactly. But have you seen the video, the footage in more recent years of like? It's not like a proper, but it is. It's a behind the scenes clip, but it's like unofficial because someone's there recording her, and you can see her in front of the green screen doing it. And that's where you know it's not a big green screen. It's not. It doesn't. I don't think it was even like floor up. I think they were trying to not have like full body shots, so it was more like from her hips up. So it's just like this type of green screen that anyone can kind of buy and like pop up on a stand or something. Have you seen this behind the scenes clip?
I think so, but I would like to refresh my memory on it though.
it just, I look at it and I'm like, oh my god, it was a bad video. It's just Mariah on like the smallest budget ever video. You know, like think of all the videos she's done. Think of Heartbreaker, 2.5 million, and then think of the Auld Lang Syne. It's not even in the same league. £2.50, if that. All right. Okay. So now I want to move on to a section based on, well, videos that are based on things or have references, because this is why I said, hey, Nate, do you want to come back on and chat some more? Because I've got a few more little tidbits and things. So very, very briefly, obviously Obsessed clearly references Mean Girls because the opening line, I was like, why are you so obsessed with me? And the bus collision at the end. But I didn't mention that before. What I did mention was the Marilyn Monroe moment in Don't Forget About Us, when she's got her leg up on the side of the pool, which is from, if I'm not mistaken, Marilyn's final movie that was never ever finished and ultimately scrapped, Something's Gotta Give. And we mentioned that Marilyn reference, but again, in the 25th anniversary of All I Want for Christmas Is You, that red dress with like the plunging neckline, the slit. She's got the silver detail on her wrists. She's got the and her hip. Yeah, that is like not a direct copy. It's obviously a copy of the red dress that is worn by Marilyn in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, and we were seeing that more and more in the last few years over Christmas. But that now for me that's Mariah at Christmas. If you think of what she's wearing for the promotional artwork for the Apple special as well, it's like, I don't know if it's the same or another variation. And the Walker's Crisps ad.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, I think there's a few of them. I think there's a few of these dresses. I don't think it's the same dress all the time. I need to pay closer attention. I think that the wrist detail is different, or maybe she's changing the brooch. It's not exactly the same. But that overall look.
Wasn't there she's worn something really recently, and it was something from Idol, which she just wore back to front with a feather boa on.
Yeah, was it one of the Tom Ford dresses that she wore? It's not. She didn't wear it again recently. She wore it a few years back, but it got some traction on social media recently. People are sharing it again. She wore the dress backwards. Yeah. In the Brian era, she maybe 2018 or something. She wore the dress again, but backwards. I love that.
Well, she's still in the Brian era.
And another Marilyn reference. Hello, I Still Believe. Mariah is basically playing. She's acting as Marilyn. She's doing the whole singing for the troops. She's recreating the dress and the hair. And the guy that designed Mariah's dress for that video used to design dresses for Marilyn back in the 60s. So that must have been pretty awesome for her. That's like a direct connection to her idol.
Another two things. Well, one thing, but the other thing is in a music video. This one isn't a music video, but the Happy Birthday to Muhammad Ali, I think it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just singing it in vain of her, which I love singing like that.
Another Marilyn, reference. And what was the other thing? You said you had two things.
The other thing was the piano, but that's nothing to do with music.
I have got a video on my YouTube channel, Mariah and Marilyn, just them as icons, and documenting the ways that Mariah has paid homage to Marilyn. So some of these moments were there. But when we talk about music videos, I forgot to mention some of these. I'm like, no, Mariah is, channeling Marilyn, dressing like Marilyn, paying homage to Marilyn. Yeah, well, that's in my video. But when we were doing in this podcast last week, I forgot to pull out these moments for music videos. Okay, Heartbreaker. We did speak about Heartbreaker, but I forgot the fun moments where Mariah appears on the movie screen, and totally forgot about this. There are two versions of the Heartbreaker video. I'm not talking regular and remix. The remix is its own separate thing, but the regular
Mhm.
pop version featuring Jay-Z, there are two versions of the video. The one I always think of is the one where, when they're looking at the movie screen, it's the animated Mariah.
Uh-huh.
Cartoon Mariah, and she's kind of
She's got
acting
the
out the
hair.
lyrics. She picks up the long pube off the bed.
Once
It's
trying
not
to
pube.
hair.
Yeah, she picks up the hair off the bed, and yeah, that's the one I always think of. But I totally forgot that there was another version that came out featuring Jay-Z doing his bit on the cinema screen. And they're both on her YouTube channel. One is featuring Jay-Z, is with Jay-Z, and the other one is just Heartbreaker official video. I mean, they're both for Heartbreaker. The audio is the same, but visually they're just different because of those two things. But I double checked they're both on a YouTube channel. Do you remember there being those two versions?
I always like gravitate towards the animated version. There we are, a vocabulary again. I always gravitate towards that. But I did know about the whole like he's in the jacuzzi and she's like acting out and things. But I didn't know it was from. I want to say Badfinger, but I know it isn't Badfinger because that's Without You.
Badfinger. No,
It's
they are
bad something.
recreating. No, they're recreating Scarface.
Oh.
So here's what I
Why?
found. Here's what I found out. So, and I'm reading my notes here because I've come prepared with notes today, kids. So apparently, prior to filming the video, it became clear that Jay-Z would be unable to appear in the video due to a contractual agreement not allowing him to appear in a video for 2 weeks after he shot for Girl's Best Friend, his track off the soundtrack to the movie Blue Streak. So when the Heartbreaker video was going out, they wanted to premiere it and go out. Jay-Z contractually was not allowed to appear in any other music videos. So Jay-Z and Mariah did manage to film a scene for the video, and you do see them do that briefly in making the video, but they kind of sat on it. They didn't want to. They didn't want Jay-Z to break his contract, right? So Mariah thought of creating the animated video for the section. That was quickly put together. And at the end, if you watch the animated version of the video, the final shot of animated Mariah, which is what, like 2/3 or 3/4 of the way through the song, the final shot is animated Mariah holding up as a sign saying Jay-Z coming in 2 weeks. And then what happened was that version of the video did the rounds on TV and everything for 2 weeks. And then when those 2 weeks were up, the contract limitation was over, and that's when we got the Jay-Z hot tub Scarface scene. I
Does
totally
she
forgot
actually
that.
hold that up?
Yeah, it's very brief, and it's not a full screen shot because you've got the shot of the cinema crowd, and then there's the cinema screen, there's the movie screen, and then there's animated Mariah, and she's holding up a sign, and it wobbles. It's a detail, but I promise you, if you look at it on her YouTube channel,
I'm gonna have to have a look at
it's
it
there. It
after.
says Jay-Z coming in 2 weeks, and they sneakily shot it, but they just couldn't legally. They couldn't put it out, and then that's what happened. So we get the Scarface hot tub scene with Jay-Z, and then she's also in the first one. She was on the bed doing "Look at Me, I'm Sandra Dee" scene in the bad, deliberately bad blonde wig and the pink lilac shirt, and she's doing Grease. So they had these movies. I think it's fun. Like you're in a movie theater, put some movies up on the screen, and it's Mariah getting to play stuff. But I totally forgot about the Jay-Z coming in 2 weeks thing. So next up, and the reason, actually, this is the reason that I wanted to do a part 2 for this podcast episode is because of the butterfly video.
Which blew my freaking mind.
I feel like in the depths of my mind, somewhere on the back shelf, I knew about this but completely forgot about it. But the butterfly video, we were talking about the symbolism. Mariah wanted to break free, run unbridled, let her spirit fly free and be with the horses. But stylistically, visually, there are some elements of the movie that are based on two things. Number one, many people have slid into my DMs and reminded me, Mariah credited some of the creative for that video to a dream that she had, being in this abandoned house and having to escape and stuff. I'm like, well, that's kind of like what your life was, but not an
That's
abandoned
even
house.
better.
Well, we all dream about things. I dream about murder. Not all the time,
Do
but
you?
sometimes. Oh yeah. Oh, I can inspire 1,000 music videos.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to.
I don't want to say
Wow.
much. I don't know what it says about me. I'm not into dream reading, but I dream some dark things.
I need to have another conversation with you off camera about your dreams.
Okay, all right, we'll do that. We'll do that with a drink sometime. So Mariah had a
Okay.
dream that inspired part of the creative, but also it is based on, I'm going back to my notes, how ironic, a movie called Baby Doll. Now, on the same album, Mariah obviously has got her song Baby Doll.
Is that based on the film? On the film, like
The song.
when she's saying, yeah, like when she's saying, "I want to be your baby doll."
I've not
Is
seen the
she-
movie Baby Doll.
Okay.
But here's what I know. Okay, I'm referring to notes again, bear with. But yeah, Baby Doll is 1956. It was produced by the famous Tennessee Williams and adapted by Williams himself from his own one-act play entitled 27 Wagons Full of Cotton in 1955. So he had this play in 55. He had a hand in adapting it to for the movie version, but then it changed titles and became Baby Doll. And on Wikipedia, they say the plot focuses on a feud between two rival cotton gin owners in rural Mississippi. Now, remember in the video, Mariah's like, I'm just a Southern belle, and she's doing that whole accent on the set of the movie. So I think, again, there's some inspiration there. So it's based on a feud between two rival cotton gin owners in Mississippi. After one of the men commits arson against the other's gin, the owner retaliates by attempting to seduce the arsonist's 19-year-old virgin bride with the hopes of receiving an admission of her husband's guilt. So that's what Wikipedia says the movie's about. I've not actually seen it. But the film has been credited with originating the name and popularity of the Baby Doll nightgown. So that is where people say about wearing like a baby doll nightgown. Yeah, from there apparently. So there we go. A little bit of culture for you, me, and the kids. So it's what Mariah is wearing. It's the look of the video. But if you just search, guys, if you just go to Google and you search for Baby Doll movie, and this is 1956, the movie artwork, I sent you some stuff, and I've actually posted it on Heyland Podcast on Insta. The first thing you see is that like wireframe sofa bed
Like a
situation. Yeah, a day bed, and she's there like a little bit. It's not glam, it's just like Mariah in the video. It's just simple beauty, but it's like a baby doll dress. I just thought it was a creative choice. I didn't realize they were actually pulling, images from a movie.
I'm still wondering if like the song "Baby Doll" is kind of like, "I want to be your baby doll," like you said something about a virgin bride. Like, I want to be your virgin bride, maybe.
Maybe.
Am I reaching? You
You might be reaching. I'm trying. In my head, I'm scanning now for like the other things. But it could the lyrics in the song. But it could just be like a reference. But I don't know. I still feel even after today's podcast, there's going to be even more references we're not aware of. And I love the fact that I actually want to give it. Oh my god! I should have made a note. Credit where it's due. I feel like it's Bradley, our Australian friend, that slipped into the DMs and told me about that. So big fat 10 points to Bradley for bringing that to my attention and teaching me or reminding me. So anyone's got any
about
more
the
of
baby
those?
doll.
About Baby Doll. Yeah, I didn't know it was based on the movie, or I completely forgot.
Imagine if there was a music video for Baby Doll.
Well, that's the thing. I'm like, it's based on Baby Doll. You've got a song called Baby Doll. It would have been fun to use that concept for that song. I don't know. But I think it works. Visually, it's like, yeah, that whole, we spoke about it last week, the whole peep show thing. And, she had this dream, apparently. This dream of needing to, get out of this house. I think there was a fire or something. And that's why the house is like run down. She was in a house and there was a fire. And I mean, look, years on, a few years later, the house did burn down. Mariah dreamt it
Which she owned
years in advance.
Paid half of everything.
It's time to take another break. We'll be back with more chat. In my next section, I have got some statistics for you, and these are some things that I learned as well. So we'll be back with some more Mariah Carey music video stats right after this. Thanks for listening to Hey Lamb, guys. I hope you are enjoying it. If you are, you can leave me a little tip. You can buy me a drink over on buymeacoffee.com. It is a great way to show your support to your favorite creators by buying them a drink. Simply head over to buymeacoffee.com/heylamb and you can tip me with a little drink. Cheers.
Just let me
Okay.
sort my scrotum out. Okay, go.
We're already back.
No, you're not.
I was going to say we're back, Nath. Please hold in all bodily gases. And you're adjusting yourself. I might do you dirty and keep all this in the edits. I don't. You just do things like you actually. We're having a break. So kids, when we have a break, we actually do take a quick little break, and neither of us left to go and get a splash refill, but we just sat here having a chit chat. We're talking about non-Mariah things, and Nate, you're just sat there perfectly perfect. And I go, okay, are you ready to continue? And you go, yes. So I go, right. And I press the magic button, and then you start emitting gases or touching yourself, whatever it is that you're doing that you weren't doing before.
It's because I thought, oh, we can't hit the button that quickly. I'll just readjust myself. But
well, I literally have my finger above the button when I ask you, are you ready? Are we back?
okay, I'll bear that in mind.
Bear that in mind. Well, once again, whether Nath's ready or not, we're back. So now I have a few little statistics that I found online, and a massive shout out to the YouTube channel Fly Like a Lamb. It's just such a great name. But Nath, you will have seen this YouTube channel. There's so many amazing.
Wow. I think they also have an Instagram.
Ooh, do they?
There's something about flying, and there's something about a lamb in a Instagram handle.
Okay. I just think Fly Like a Lamb. It always makes me smile when I see the channel name come up. It's brilliant. So they actually have some videos talking about Mariah's videos. So here are some statistics. I kind of fleshed out a few things we were talking about before, but also added some new things. So we said in the last week's episode that Vision of Love had an entire music video that was scrapped. The first one, they didn't like it. Apparently it cost $200,000, which in today's money is about $415,000 or £300,000. £300,000 for a music video. Yes and no. I mean, the scale is huge. We will spend on a music video. But it was Sony execs. They just binned it. They were like, the video is not up to the par. It's not up to the level of the song. So the visual does not give the song enough justice, and that's why it got binned. So finishing both the videos cost the better part of $500,000. Like her first ever. That's how much money they were pumping into her. She's a brand new artist, hasn't got anything out. Tommy really, really wants to get off to a good start and believes in her. And she gives him credit where it's due. And they pumped a lot of money into her debut.
I wonder how that made other artists on the label feel like, oh, here comes this Mariah freaking Carey, and like who is she? One black dress, like, huh? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, she must have put some noses out of joint.
I'm sure. Dream Lover. All right, so she's in the field, she's frolicking, she's up in the hot air balloon. Now, I've always thought this about the video. It doesn't look like the sunniest, warmest, brightest day. They're in a field, they're dancing, and like, just looks a bit like grey. Doesn't look, like a bright, sunny summer's day.
She's wearing Vans, which is what, when I was preparing for the last podcast, and I was watching the music videos, I was like, she's wearing Vans. I own a pair of Vans.
Relatable content. Well, apparently Mariah was so cold during the shooting of that video that she only agreed to dive into the water if the director did it first. And then I kind of feel like I've heard that before.
She says it on Here Is Mariah Carey before they play the music video.
Perfect, because you are her home video expert.
I love it. She says something along like, if I'm going to dive in, you've got to dive in. And then, we dived in and Jag dived in. Something along those lines.
And do you remember the kerfuffle with the hot air balloon landing?
How they didn't want her to go in the hot air balloon, but she was like, I'm going up and you can't stop me.
Oh, I
I
don't
mean,
remember that. That's interesting. I read
that's
it
in the
on.
music video. That's in the video.
I haven't watched these home videos in forever. I'm a bad lamb. I remember. No, I don't remember. I read. Sorry, in this, I saw on this Fly Like a Lamb YouTube video that apparently it landed in a swamp.
I didn't know that. What, with her in it?
So maybe, well, she went up in it, had to come down. It came down a swamp apparently. So maybe I think she muddied up those vans.
Oh my god! I wonder if like she. I wonder what she looked like when she came out of the.
Oh, I'm sure she had people wading through whatever to get her and stuff. Maybe there was a
I can imagine
delay
her being like, ew,
rescuing her.
ew.
Next up, I've got a little statistic which confirms things that something you've been telling me. I feel like on camera and off camera, but allegedly,
Well, I've been proven right.
I know. So this is your moment. This is your big moment.
Okay.
All I Want for Christmas Is You
Yes.
was shot a year before. It's 1993 home footage, which not that I never like disbelieved you, but you've said it a few times, and I've not always like fully subscribed. So
Do you know what made me think that?
what?
The things that made me thought of it is, one, her hair doesn't match the Merry Christmas look, if you know what I mean. Like, there's a difference between music box hair and Merry Christmas hair. If anybody heard me say this and they're not a lamb, they'd be like, what are you on about, music box hair and Merry Christmas hair? They're different. And also, because it's Christmas time, and like she's like exchanging gifts and stuff, and her mum's there, and Tommy's Santa. It's got to be the year before.
You've always said it to me. You've always kind of questioned it and pondered it, and I'm like, I don't know. Maybe they went on a vacation, and when did the video come out? It came out in December. They could have literally shot it the week before. They could have been somewhere, And she's not lip syncing to the song. I think you're right, actually, November, but she's not lip syncing to the song, so it could have been shot, before the song's actually completed and locked down. But apparently, yeah, it's a whole year before. It's genuine Christmas frolics from late 1993. My all. The big shell, where she's laying down in the shell. Apparently, the shots of Mariah in the giant shell were inspired by that famous painting by Sandro Botticelli, The Birth of Venus. And I never thought of that. I mean, I can't. Did I? No, I didn't. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Do you know what I thought it was?
What?
That it's like she's free and she can do what she wants, and it's like a vagina.
What? I'm not even with you.
She's free. She's not with Tommy anymore. She can sleep with whoever she wants.
Yeah.
And her vagina just out. She's clearly done something with that man on top of the lighthouse.
So, shell equals vag. What?
Because it looks a bit like a vagina.
The giant shell.
Yeah, maybe I'm picturing the wrong thing.
Well, I've not been near ones. I don't know.
Neither have I.
Well,
I'm a Gold Star gay. Neither have I. But
I'm Gold Star too. Okay.
So edit that out. Edit it out.
We're two Gold Star gays debating what it may or may not look like down there. Okay, Nath. Moving swiftly on.
Okay. Yeah.
Bringing on the heartbreak. Now, as soon as I read this, it clicked for me. It was on this video shoot where Mariah uttered the legendary words, "I don't know her." It was on that video shoot, and I can totally picture it because it looks like she's at a concert or something, because there's something like happening behind her. She's at an event. It's her own music video shoot. The hair and the top of the dress, I can totally picture it. You look so confused.
Oh my god, you're right.
I'm gonna try and get it up on the screen. Let's. I don't want like everything. I want the original one. Okay, well, actually, I should look at what earrings she's wearing in the video. But this is...
I love her so much.
That's the moment. And I can picture the top of the dress, but actually you can't see the dress. But in the background, the colours of the music video, it fits. So, yeah, apparently it was on that.
Her hair might be too big in the I Don't Know Her video.
It looks bigger, yeah. There it looks smaller, but the style looks similar. I think maybe it's had a bit more zhuzh or she's been thrown around on stage. I don't know, but I feel like it. Yeah, I mean, I'm taking it. Fly like a lamb. That's Bible for me. I'm taking it as yeah. Which I just love. Now I can picture it. She's in the charm bracelet
When you
era.
said it,
She's freshly coming back from this whole glitter mess, and it just flew out of her mouth. Like, yeah, I knew it was around charm bracelet era anyway.
mm,
Then I'm like, well, look at that video clip.
I've
Look
always
at the
thought,
look.
where is it?
Yeah, where is it? Where is it? Well, apparently, it's the Bringing on the Heartbreak music video shoots. That's another reason to love that song and that video.
I love the music video. I remember watching the music video for the first, or one of the first times. Again, I said to my mum, like, I don't like it when like there's a man in the music video and and he has his hands all over her.
You said that about My All or something as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But Bring on the Heartbreak, you were older. You were a little bit older. I think you said it about. Was it?
I mean, no, I must have been like 3.
Which song?
Bring on the heartache.
You did it again. You mean Bring on the Heartbreak?
Bring on the heartache. Bring on the heartbreak. Whatever.
Okay, your timeline or your numbers all over the place. Which song?
I
I
was
know.
10.
In the last episode, you said that about another song. I can't remember. What are numbers? Who gives a flying fig? Okay,
No,
and
that 3.
that is the end of all the different tidbits I've got. But guys, I know there are more. If you have got any more trivia surrounding Mariah's music videos, please get in touch. Instagram is Hey Lamb Podcast. I want to know more. I'm sure I've missed a Marilyn Monroe reference. I'm sure there's something else about in the. Oh, don't forget about Us video. There's a clip of her behind the scenes talking about there are secret messages for the lambs on the wall behind the football soccer goal. Yeah, behind the netting. I can't see anything. Like, it's all graffiti style. It's hard to read, and it's like a quick. You actually get to see more in the behind the scenes, like making of moment that there's floating around on YouTube than you do in the music video. But I'm not aware of any messages on there. Are you?
Not that I can recall.
Yeah, so that's something that I feel like is out there. Well, we know it's out there because she said we've put a few messages up on the wall, just the diehard fans, the lambs will get. And I'm not aware of them, so I feel like I'm missing out on an in-joke there. We uncovered or remind ourselves of the rarity in Shake It Off. We added a few Marilyn references.
There's also other words as well. There's other words on stores and things. I'm sure.
Yeah, there's some other. Yeah, you're right. There are some other things. Shake It Off. So, guys, if we've missed things, if you know something else, like the Dream Lover hot air balloon came down in a swamp, anything like that, let us know. Butterfly being based on the Baby Doll movie from '56 blew my mind. I was like messaging you guys like, oh my god, look at this, and put it up on Instagram. Love it so much. So yeah, on Instagram it's at Hey Lamb Podcast. Get in touch, educate a lamb, share the knowledge, and let us know. Now we're gonna end things as we always do, playing Spin, Pin, or Bin. So here we go. And just like last week, we're basing it on videos. So last time we had Butterfly, Don't Forget About Us, and Get Your Number. So we're going to do videos again, Nath. You ready? Just a reminder of the rules, actually. Spin is your favourite. Like, you want to play it as much as possible. Bin, gone in the trash. You don't need to watch it anymore. Or you never get to watch it anymore. And the middle one is pin. I'll put a pin in it for now. I'll save it for another day. Ready? Right. Oh my gosh. We mentioned it. Infamous with Jussie Smollett. Honey and the Roof. 2 songs from Butterfly. 2 videos from Butterfly. There they are. That's on my random list. Oh, is it going to show on camera? It doesn't show very well. No. Well, I have all them there, and I hit shuffle. Infamous, Honey and the Roof. Spin, pin, or bin. I think I know. I've got a gut reaction. You're the guest. You go first. Go on, you go for it.
So, Bin, Infamous.
Yeah.
Purely for the fact of the leotard. That's the only reason why.
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of a belted leotard. Plus, it's Jussie. Jussie's in the bin.
What was his whole controversy?
Oh, like
that
a
thing.
couple of years ago, he claimed he was assaulted in the street, and he was subjected to racial slurs and abuse. And they put a noose around his neck, and he went to hospital with minor injuries. Came back okay. The police were called out like 2:30. He had a noose around his neck when they found him. It's like, why did you keep that on? Why did you take that off? And then a month later. Oh, which state was it? Was it New York? Which state does he? I don't know. They prosecuted him for making the whole thing up, and it was a whole mess. He was absolutely trashed and ruined in the press. The charges were then not settled, dropped. But then later on, he was indicted again. It's been back and forth. As recently as I think February, March time last year. So just over a year ago, that again re-indicting, like trying to get him to pay the charges for the cost, of the investigation, because people are saying he made it up as like a career boosting thing. Like, here's a scandal. Oh my God, poor Jussie, you know, and just to get some like attention. It's really
Not good.
like and I don't think it was proved either way, but I think the general consensus is, oh my God, it kind of looks like he made it up. So Jussie went through a whole thing. So because of the belted leotard and that, we're gonna put Infamous in the bin.
I'm just glad that whole era is in the bin.
Yeah. What are you doing
We'll
with
put the whole era?
What are you doing with Honey and the Roof?
Honey has to be spin. I love Honey purely for the fact she's talking about cum.
Yeah, just for that, but no.
Like literally, just.
But we're talking about the
video,
video. This is a video version.
Yeah, I would say Honey because of the whole like.
First time doing a bit of choreo. She got the dancers there.
Yeah.
First time she's busting out a few little moves.
She just looks happy. She said herself that that's one of the first videos where she actually had fun. Exactly. The whole like shade to Tommy with the, you know, in the prison, like totally not a coincidence. And it would have to be Pin the Roof, even though I love the song and the music video. I don't really care for the whole
Farrah Fawcett 80s kind of thing. Yeah.
But I love the scenes of her in the car with the dead straight hair and on the balcony or the roof, whichever one she is. But yeah. So
it's sexy but simple, but I think that's a good example where I do much prefer the song to the video. Oh my God, this fly! I feel like it's on screen like all the time. Anyone watching the video version of this podcast, I swear I don't live in like a fucking swamp or something. It's one housefly. It's because I live by the water. And I've had the balcony open today, and like once one gets in, it's hard to get that sucker out. So I love The Roof as a song more than the video. Infamous, you know, the song and the video. Honey. Yeah, I love the song, but come on, that video is just like legendary.
Iconic.
Love it. So we are going to spin Honey, pin the Roof, and we're going to bin Infamous on this week's edition of Spin, Pin or Bin. Nay, thank you for coming back so soon after your first ever one. A pleasure. There's just so much to talk. I think maybe it was ambitious trying to talk about Mariah's music videos in one podcast episode, so I was like, damn it, let's just do a part 2 straight away. Let's just do it. So thank you guys. A reminder, get involved on social media. You can follow Nath at I am Nath Moore on Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube, and you can follow me at Treacle Tots on Instagram and Twitter, and also the Heyland podcast account is on Instagram. Nath, always a pleasure. And yeah, we're still going to be chatting. We've got the after show as well. So guys, catch more of me and Nath chatting on Extra Chop over on my YouTube channel. We'll see you there. Bye. Cheers, thanks a lot.